Detroit is a city in urban decay. Alex Murphy is a cop and it's his first day.
Perfect, transferring in from Metro South.
Sergeant Reed explains it could be bad for his health. Once Murphy's been given a guide to the station, a suspect breaks out in a violent situation. Murph's new partner deals with it, she's anything but girly. She beats the man up and says,
"Glad to know you, Murphy."
Catching Clarence spotted because they're ultimate gold. They grab a police car and go out on patrol. Now the police is run by the OCB. There's a meeting with the heads of the company.
All Detroit has a cancer. Cancer is crime.
Dick Jones has the answer.
Ed 209.
The robot stomps in, everyone stumbles back in fear. Dick gives a guy a gun and gets him to volunteer.
Put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
The robot malfunctions and they don't know why. He's got Kenny in his sights, guns locked on his course.
I am authorized to use physical force.
Murphy spins a handgun on the bonnet of his car. He gets a call at random about Clarence bought a car. After robbing a bank, Clarence and his gang box up the cash and then they're off in a van. The money's all scorched, Clarence doesn't think it's funny. He yells out, "You burned the fucking money!" Emil, the driver, spots a cop on their tail. They grab the shotguns, it's that or go to jail. They kick open the doors but fire at the wrong time because Lewis ain't stupid, she's driven alongside. During the shootout, Bobby's shot in the knee.
Can you fly, Bobby?
He gets thrown through a windscreen. The criminals escape now, that is until the police track them down to an abandoned steel mill. Backup's unavailable, they radio to find out, so they split up and head into the gang's hideout. Lewis finds the first one pissing off a ledge. He distracts her with his cock and then punches her off the edge. Murphy finds the other two watching TV. He says,
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
but then he gets surrounded, they rough him up a lot.
Cops don't like me, so I don't like cops.
With his wrist a bloody stump, Murphy tries to stand. He turns to face the gang.
Well, give the man a hand.
They all up on fire, now Murphy screams in pain. Clarence takes aim and it blows out his brain. Lewis arrives in the nick of time to get him to the hospital before he flatlines. As the doctors try and save him from this savage attack, he has a flashback and everything turns black.
Can you do that, Dad? I really have to tell you something.
When he awakes, he's part man, part machine, with scientists stood round his video screen. As they try and fix him up, he malfunctions a bit.
Shit!
He was tough before, but now he's even tougher.
You're gonna be a bad motherfucker.
After many more weeks, old Robo's complete. They invade him from beneath a plastic sheet. They cheer and they clap after the presentation and take him back down to the local police station. Sergeant Reed didn't know and he's pretty pissed off.
Official OCP business, so please get lost.
He's told to sit in a chair which is constantly manned. Old Robo says,
Yes, I understand.
his prime directives make him effective and diligent.
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
But there's one more, a secret in his core called Directive 4. Can hold his excitement no matter how hard he tries.
I fucking love that guy.
Down in the basement of the shooting range, the police are shocked when they hear something strange. Most of them stop and some of them run.
It's Supercop.
That fucking gun!
This guy's really good.
He's shooting supreme, but
He's not a guy. He's a machine.
finally Robo gets a car before he's deployed.
Thank you.
Go get him, boy.
So give me your money and all of it. Don't fuck with me. Go to 3. 1, 2.
Drop the gun. You are under arrest.
Stopping this scum is Robo's first test. He hits him across the room and he's even polite.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good
The
night.
next quest he must address is to stop two pests to more or less molest the girl and cause her distress.
Let the woman go. You are under
But
arrest.
the rapist won't listen, so he shoots through her dress. Clutching at his bleeding groin, he falls in a heap. Robo says,
Your move, creep.
later that week, Robo was sat in his chair, fast asleep until he has a nightmare. He's thrashing around while he's having his dream, and his dream can be seen on the monitor screen. As he dreams of being killed, he continues to shake. Then the scientists run in and he suddenly wakes. He storms out to look for Clarence and his crew, but he bumps into Lewis.
Murphy, it's you.
Emil on his bike pulls up at the petrol station, proceeds to rob the place with excessive aggravation. He's got his finger on the trigger and he's about to pull it.
I bet you think you're pretty smart, huh? Think you can outsmart a bullet? Drop it.
Says Robo as he arrives on the scene.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Dead. Killed
He
you.
escapes on his bike, using a cigarette to set the petrol alight. The gas station explodes, Emil doesn't get far, because Robo shoots his bike, he crashes into a car. Goes back to the station with the information he scans, to access the database via a spike in his hand. He was murdered by Clarence, what Lewis said was true.
It's you. Murphy, it's you.
I love to use intelligent women.
And you need lots of stimulation, Bobby.
Must be the champagne.
The man at the door has a trick up his sleeve. He points a gun at Bob and says,
Bitches leave.
with a silencer on, he shoots the legs and the knees of a terrified Bob, but he begs and pleads. Clarence whips out a DVD and Dick Jones' face fills the TV screen. He puts a grenade on the table to finish the job.
I'm cashing you out.
The house is blown up spectacularly, then Clarence heads off to a cocaine factory. He says,
I don't want to fuck with you, son.
followed by,
Gun.
the door's punched in and turned into rubble.
Come quietly or there will be trouble.
He targets all the criminals, of which there's quite a few.
Fuck you!
Robo goes in a barrage of lead and shoots them one by one until they're all dead. Now Bodica's gang are either killed or maimed until finally only Clarence remains. He tries to escape, Robo grabs him though and repeatedly throws him through the nearest window. His face gets cut up after each throw.
I work for Dick Jones! Dick Jones!
Robo tries to choke him but decides to stop.
You're a cop!
I am a cop.
Now Clarence has lost out, Robo's the winner.
Book him.
What's the charge?
He's a cop
He
killer.
spits blood on the desk, disgusting them all.
Just give me my fucking phone call.
Robo then goes off to arrest the vice president using Clarence's confession as evidence.
You are under arrest.
You better take me in.
I will.
What's the matter, officer? It's a little insurance policy called Directive 4. I had to kill Bob Morton because he made a mistake. Now it's time to erase that mistake.
Paralysed and shutting down, Robo's fading fast. Ed 29 stomps in to kick his ass. Now he's authorised to use physical force. He blasts him across the floor and uppercuts him through the door. Bombarded with rockets is more than Robo can take, so he beats a retreat down the fire escape. 209's right behind him, he tries to give chase, but he slips on a step, falls down the staircase. Robo runs outside but is blinded by a beam. Dick Jones is called in an elite SWAT team. They fire on the sidewalk, shooting round after round. They've lost him, the blast knocks him down on the ground. It looks like he's done for, but it's a relief. He rolls off the edge to the ledge underneath. Lewis turns up and helps Robo escape while a SWAT team fires a hail of bullets in their way. Dick Jones meets Clarence the very next day. They both decide that Robo's gonna pay. Dick Jones is annoyed and starts giving him stick.
Take a look at my face, Dick.
To make sure Clarence doesn't mess up twice, Dick Jones gives him a tracking device. Before he leaves, he wants some heavy artillery. Dick says,
We practically are the military.
the gang plan to meet somewhere quiet, but in the street that they meet there's a full-blown riot. Emil can't hear the TV for the shouts and the hollers.
I'll buy that for $1.
Clarence turns up with a gun and they all get excited. Emil says,
I like it!
they blow up the car and then they blow up his shop. And then they're off looking for Robocop. They track him down to a mill where Murphy was killed as Robo takes his visor off with a drill. He hears a gang approaching in the van below. He says,
Looking for me?
for shooting Joe. Robo's outpaced as the van gives chase, but in his haste he drives into toxic waste. Acidic liquid flows all over the place, melting the clothes and the skin off his body and face. Clarence races towards him, but his advance is slowed as Lois's police car rams him off the road. Clarence is preoccupied and doesn't see Emil, who stumbles in front of his automobile. The body explodes, covers the windscreen with blood. He crashes the car upside down in the mud. He bursts out the car, firing like crazy, shoots Lewis down the hill and says,
Bye-bye, baby.
Robo arrives now to settle the score.
Give up.
I'm not arresting you anymore.
This is the end, he's got himself to blame. But Leon appears overhead in a crane. Clarence pleads with the cyborg, he can't let him go though. Then Leon drops a ton of girders on Robo. They both cheer, then their celebration ceases when Lewis with the gun blows Leon to pieces. Clarence grabs a steel pole with Robo helpless. He hits him as hard as he can, stabs him through the chest. Until Robo's dead, the villain just won't stop.
I adore a robocop.
But now comes a twist, something Clarence have missed when he's stabbed in the throat with a spike in his fist. He falls in the water, blood spraying in jets. Lois looks up.
I'm a mess.
They'll fix you.
Robo says to his friend,
They fixed everything.
now he's got his revenge. He pulls himself free, a confrontation is due. He makes his way back to OCP HQ.
Illegally parked on private property.
He enters the boardroom before going any further.
Dick Jones is wanted for murder.
Serious charges. What is your evidence?
Robo goes to the TV with no hesitance.
I had to kill Bob Morton because he made a mistake. Now it's time to erase that mistake.
Dick grabs a gun and holds the old man hostage, but with Directive 4, Robo can't accost him. He asks for a chopper so he can't be arrested.
Anybody tries to stop me? You old geezer gets it.
He's about to be prematurely retired. The old man says,
You're fired!
Directive 4 vanquished. Dick takes his last breath as Robo blasts him through the window to his death.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name?
The old man asks curtly, the part man, part machine replies,
Murphy.